The pandemic has forced a lot of creativity this year, with many workplaces and schools, of course, figuring out virtual options, and the arts and entertainment industries scrambling to adapt as well. We've seen countless concerts and plays move their shows online, but for comedians who feed off the energy of a live audience, that's a dramatic change. And that's why this year's Boston Comedy Festival is doing what it can to bring in audience interaction, even in its virtual format. It's going on now through Saturday, including a special event tomorrow featuring this guy.
Frank, congratulations. You are the new boss.
Awesome. A cool person in charge for once. My first act as leader, I'm telling them to take down the internet firewall. We can surf porn again.
Wonderful porn.
That big thinker was played by Judah Friedlander. He'll be doing a 70-minute show via Zoom tomorrow night with plenty of audience participation along the way. Judah, great to meet you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me on. Thank you.
Now, can we talk about me for a couple of seconds? One of the most terrifying things to me in the world is the prospect of doing stand-up comedy. The only thing more terrifying is doing stand-up comedy when you can't tell if the audience is laughing. So you have theoretically solved the problem with some virtual interactive something or other? What are you doing exactly?
Yeah, well, I do stand-up shows on Zoom. And you don't have to have a Zoom account to watch, but they're done over Zoom. And we have it so that it's the audience, kind of like if you actually go to a venue to watch comedy, you can have a choice of where to sit, like at a comedy venue, right? If you don't want to be picked on, you can sit in the back or sit off to the side.
Yeah.
Well, on these virtual shows, if you're someone who wants to participate in the show, maybe by asking me a question about my presidential platform, or if I can talk to you and ask you questions about other things and joke around with you. So you have the option as an audience member to have your camera on so that the performer, can see you, and the other audience members can see you too, if they want. And you can also have your microphone on so that the performer can hear you laughing. Other audience members can hear you laughing. And then if you're not into that, you can have your camera on, have your microphone off. Let's say if you're cooking dinner while watching the show, you don't want to make noise, so you just mute yourself. And then you can also have your camera off and the microphone off and just watch it anonymously. Yeah.
And I read in the Globe another option is you can be delivering pizza while you're watching your show. Isn't that what some guy did?
Yeah, well, I have one. I do a lot of shows and online, live streamed, and the shows are live. They're live streamed. It's interactive. So I have one audience member who comes to a fair amount of shows, and he lives in Detroit, and his job is delivering pizzas. So he's often watching the show on his phone as he's delivering. That's him right now. He's calling me. He's calling me right now. So he watches. The show as he's delivering pizzas. So it's pretty cool.
You know what's an incredible coincidence? He's delivering the pizza to me. Is that unbelievable?
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's going to be good. It's really good stuff. I don't know why he's calling me, but he probably just wants to let you know he's a little late.
So, speaking of your presidential platform, can I ask you a question about your platform?
Anything you need. I might have to do it someday. It's a perfect country.
It is. Well,
really
America's the greatest country in the U.S. You may have heard of that. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Saw that on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
So you have a position on anti-vaxxers, which I think they're going to be a real problem when the vaccines are finally available. What's your position on them?
Well, it's really bad right now, but eventually it's a situation that solves itself. There's going to be one group getting it and one group not getting it. But, it's a huge problem. So, that's the thing with America. It's when you teach kids when the general culture is that nerds aren't cool, you have people growing up thinking science is bad. And that's not good for a group of society, It's so I think people should get vaccinated. That's for sure. But I didn't realize I didn't realize you were an anti-vaxxer, but I'm against it. I don't know why you're for the anti-vaxxer community, but I'm against it.
Well, After the pizza's done, we can have a conversation about that. So this is not your first Boston Comedy Fest. What keeps bringing, well, you're not really back. You're sort of back virtually.
Yeah.
What brings you back? What's the allure?
It's always fun, you know. It's Boston has great crowds, and all the little cool cities right around Boston, great audiences. I like doing it. It's just good. Generally, pretty well educated, diverse crowds when I do them, and I do them at a variety of different venues. And it's often my shows are actually not always in Boston. They're often at little venues right on the perimeter. And I'll give a little shout out to this organization, SaveOurStages.com, because two of the venues that I've performed at before are now not in business anymore. Once Ballroom and in Somerville, and Great Scott in Alston. I think they're both, not active right now. So if people want to save, since our government's not doing much to help out small businesses and people, check out SaveOurStages.com. Give them a plug. So I'm here to plug my shows, but really I'm plugging that. But I'm plugging anything.
By the way, tomorrow night I'll be in the back of the room. I'll be the one not saying anything, but I'll be the one in the back of the room going like this.
Jim, that's your choice as an American.
Thank you. That is beautiful. Thank you very much. I love your platform. Judah, great to meet you. Good luck tomorrow night. Take care.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much, man. Stay safe, everybody.
I will. You too. You can catch Judah's show tomorrow at 7:30 from wherever you are, including if you're delivering pizza. Tickets are on sale now at bostoncomedyfest.com, along with several other shows, classes, panels, and workshops. And again, it all runs through December 5th.